That is ESPN. This is mobile ESPN. This isn't just like sports on your current phone, okay? This is a new phone service from ESPN. Just one touch of the E button, man, you get features like the sideline and the fastest alerts and video highlights and ESPN show clips. It's like instant painless access into ESPN.
Switch to mobile ESPN today. Call 1-800-GET-ESPN.
Nice. Now I need a tetanus shot.
In 2006, ESPN made a bold move into the world of mobile phones. Their vision? To create the ultimate device for sports fans by combining their renowned sports coverage with cutting-edge mobile technology. But was this ambitious project a tech disaster, or simply ahead of its time? Today we're diving deep into the story of ESPN Mobile. We'll explore how it came to be, what made it unique, the challenges it faced, and why it ultimately failed. By the end, you'll have a full picture of ESPN Mobile's journey and its impact on both the tech and sports industries. So flip your ESPN phone and let's begin. This is Banana Breakdown. ESPN was riding high in the early 2000s as the undisputed leader in sports broadcasting. They had a massive TV presence, a growing website, and fans who couldn't get enough of their content. As mobile tech started taking off, ESPN saw an opportunity to capitalize on the trend of mobile media consumption. They had a vision of a phone that would not only deliver their sports content, but also open up a new revenue stream and cement their dominance in sports media. The goal was clear: create a mobile phone specifically for sports fans, offering real-time access to scores, news, and exclusive ESPN content. It was a revolutionary idea at the time. While other media companies were focused on expanding their online presence, ESPN took a leap into the mobile phone market, aiming to create a device that no serious sports fan could live without. To bring this vision to life, ESPN partnered with Sprint, one of the leading mobile network providers in the US. Sprint's role was crucial, providing the network infrastructure and tech expertise needed to support the ESPN phone. The collaboration was formalized through a mobile virtual network operator agreement, where ESPN would essentially operate as a virtual carrier using Sprint's network. This partnership allowed ESPN to focus on what they did best: content creation and sports coverage, while relying on Sprint's robust network to deliver that content to users. Sprint's involvement also lent credibility to the project, as they were an established player in the telecom industry. Now, let's talk about the phones themselves, which I'm sure you've been eager to hear about. Introducing the ESPN phones. There were two models released under the ESPN Mobile brand, the Sanyo MVP and the Samsung Ace. Both phones shared some common features but also had distinct differences. The Sanyo MVP was the flagship ESPN phone. One of the standout features of the Sanyo MVP was its exclusive content, designed to give sports fans everything they needed at their fingertips. This included real-time scores, breaking news, and updates straight from ESPN's vast array of sports networks and digital platforms. Users could get instant notifications for game updates, player stats, and major sports news, making it a one-stop device for staying connected to the sports world. Remember, this was in 2006. The phone also featured video highlights and exclusive content that you couldn't find on other platforms. This included behind-the-scenes footage, player interviews, and special ESPN programming. For many sports fans, this exclusive content was a major draw, giving them access to premium material they couldn't get anywhere else. When it came to design, the Sanyo MVP was built to be sleek and user-friendly, with a focus on providing the best possible experience for sports consumption. It had a bright, high-resolution color screen that made it easy to view scores, watch videos, and read news updates. The interface was tailored to sports fans, with intuitive navigation that allowed users to quickly access the information they wanted. Under the hood, the Sanyo MVP was equipped with decent hardware for its time. It had a robust processor capable of handling the real-time data feeds and multimedia content that ESPN was known for. The phone also included a mini SD memory expansion slot, which would let users save their favorite videos and content for later. There was a choice for the standard battery and an extended battery. According to an article by the Orange County Register, the headline reads, "Mobile ESPN is pleasing, but buy the extra life battery." The standard battery was about 3.2 hours talk time, and the extended battery being 5.3 hours talk time. The user experience of the Sanyo MVP was designed to be seamless and enjoyable for sports fans. The home screen was customizable, allowing users to prioritize their favorite sports and teams. This meant that users could set up their phone to display the most relevant scores and news right on the home screen, providing a personalized sports experience. A key feature was the dedicated ESPN button that provided quick access to ESPN's content and services. This button was a crucial part of the user experience, allowing users to jump directly into the sports content they loved without navigating through multiple menus. The interface was designed to be straightforward and intuitive, making it easy for users of all ages to enjoy the phone's features. One of the flagship features of the Sanyo MVP was its real-time score updates. Users could follow live games and receive instant notifications for scores, player stats, and other important events. This feature was powered by ESPN's extensive sports data network, which provided accurate and up-to-date information on a wide range of sports, from football and basketball to baseball, soccer, and more. These real-time score updates were customizable, allowing users to select their favorite teams and sports. This meant that fans could receive notifications only for the games and teams they cared about, making the feature highly personalized and relevant. The score updates were delivered in an easy-to-read format, ensuring that users could quickly get the information they needed without interrupting their day. In addition to real-time score updates, the Sanyo MVP also offered video highlights and live game tracking. Users could watch clips of key moments from games, such as touchdowns, home runs, and buzzer beaters, right on their phone. These video highlights were updated frequently, ensuring that users had access to the latest and greatest moments in sports. The live game tracking feature allowed users to follow games in real time, with detailed play-by-play updates and interactive graphics. This feature provided a virtual experience of being at the game, with rich visuals and commentary that brought the action to life. For fans who couldn't be in front of a TV, the live game tracking feature was an invaluable tool for staying connected to the sports they loved. Beyond the standard sports updates and videos, the Sanyo MVP also offered exclusive ESPN content that wasn't available on other platforms. This included in-depth analysis, special programming, and original shows produced specifically for the ESPN phone. Users could access this content on demand, providing them with a unique and engaging sports experience. The exclusive content also extended to ESPN's extensive network of reporters and analysts, who provided insider insights and behind-the-scenes stories. This gave users access to a level of sports coverage that was unmatched by other devices and platforms, making the Sanyo MVP a must-have for any serious sports fan. The price on release was $399 American. Samsung Ace. The Samsung Ace was the second phone released under the ESPN Mobile brand. It shared many features with the Sanyo MVP, but was positioned as a more budget-friendly option. The Samsung Ace offered similar exclusive ESPN content, real-time scores, breaking news, and video highlights. However, the hardware specifications were slightly lower, which made it a more affordable option for consumers who wanted the ESPN experience without the higher price tag. The Samsung Ace featured a high-resolution color screen, though slightly smaller and less vibrant than the Sanyo MVP. It still provided a user-friendly interface tailored to sports fans, with intuitive navigation and quick access to ESPN content. Like the Sanyo MVP, the Samsung Ace included a dedicated ESPN button for quick access to sports content. It also offered real-time score updates, customizable notifications, and video highlights. The hardware, while not as robust as the Sanyo MVP, was sufficient for handling ESPN's content and providing a satisfactory user experience. The Samsung Ace also included a memory expansion slot and had options for standard and extended batteries. It was designed to be a more accessible option for a wider audience, making the ESPN Mobile experience available to more sports fans. With these two phones, ESPN Mobile aimed to cater to different segments of the market. The Sanyo MVP was targeted at hardcore sports fans willing to pay a premium for the best possible experience, while the Samsung Ace offered a more affordable alternative with similar features. Now, let's dive into the challenges that the ESPN phone faced. Despite its innovative features, the device encountered several significant hurdles that ultimately led to its downfall. One of the biggest issues was the phone's high cost. Priced at around $199 with a 2-year contract, it was considered expensive, especially when compared to other mobile devices available at the time. This high price tag was a major barrier for many potential customers, particularly those who weren't die-hard sports fans, but might have been interested in the phone's features. To make matters worse, the ESPN phone required a subscription to ESPN's mobile service. This added an extra monthly fee on top of the standard mobile plan costs. The combination of a high upfront cost and ongoing monthly fees made the overall cost of ownership quite steep, deterring many potential users who were sensitive to price. In the end, this pricing strategy limited the phone's appeal to a niche market of dedicated sports enthusiasts willing to pay a premium for exclusive content and features. While the ESPN phone offered a range of features tailored specifically for sports fans, this narrow focus also limited its appeal. The phone was designed to cater to a niche audience, and as a result, it struggled to attract a broader customer base. Many potential users saw the phone as too specialized, lacking the versatility and general appeal of other mobile devices. For the average consumer, the ESPN phone's sports-centric features weren't compelling enough to justify the high cost. Users who weren't die-hard sports fans found little value in the exclusive content and real-time updates that the phone offered. This limited appeal ultimately hindered the phone's ability to achieve widespread adoption and compete with more general-purpose mobile devices on the market. Despite its innovative features, the ESPN phone faced several technological limitations that affected its overall performance and user experience. The mobile technology of the mid-2000s was still evolving, and the ESPN phone's hardware and software weren't as advanced as those of later smartphones. Users reported issues with the phone's speed and responsiveness, particularly when accessing real-time updates and video content. The integration of live data feeds and multimedia content also posed significant technical challenges. The phone's network connectivity sometimes struggled to keep up with the demands of delivering real-time scores and video highlights, leading to delays and interruptions. These technological limitations frustrated users and detracted from the phone's intended seamless sports experience. The mobile phone market in 2006 was highly competitive, with numerous manufacturers and carriers vying for market share. Major players like Nokia, Motorola, and Samsung dominated the landscape with a variety of feature-rich phones at more affordable price points. The introduction of the iPhone in 2007 further intensified the competition, setting a new standard for smartphones with its sleek design, advanced capabilities, and user-friendly interface. In this competitive environment, the ESPN phone struggled to stand out. While its sports-centric features were unique, they weren't enough to compete with the broader appeal and superior technology of other devices. The rapid pace of innovation in the mobile industry meant that the ESPN phone quickly became outdated, unable to keep up with the advancements and new features offered by its competitors. ESPN's strong brand recognition was a double-edged sword. While it helped generate initial interest in the phone, it also created high expectations that were difficult to meet. Many consumers expected the ESPN phone to deliver a flawless sports experience, and any shortcomings were met with disappointment and criticism. The marketing campaign for the ESPN phone also faced challenges. ESPN and Sprint invested heavily in advertising, promoting the phone through TV commercials, print ads, and online campaigns. However, the messaging sometimes struggled to effectively convey the value proposition of the phone. Potential customers weren't always clear on why they should choose the ESPN phone over other more versatile and affordable options. Another challenge was the limited distribution and availability of the ESPN phone. Unlike more established mobile brands, the ESPN phone was primarily available through Sprint's network, which restricted its reach. Consumers who were loyal to other carriers or who lived in areas with limited Sprint coverage had fewer opportunities to purchase and use the phone. This limited availability further constrained the phone's potential customer base, making it harder for ESPN to achieve the scale necessary for long-term success. In an industry where widespread adoption and network effects are crucial, the ESPN phone's restricted distribution was a significant drawback. The price on release was only $100 American, which is really cheap even for the time. Now let's look at how the market received the ESPN phone and what the critical reviews were like. When the ESPN phone was first announced, it generated quite a buzz. The the combination of ESPN's strong brand and the promise of exclusive sports content made headlines in both the tech and sports worlds. The idea of a mobile phone dedicated to sports fans was unique and innovative, capturing the attention of media and consumers alike. The initial marketing campaign was aggressive, featuring prominent athletes and ESPN personalities, emphasizing the phone's ability to deliver a personalized sports experience like never before. However, despite the initial hype, the ESPN phone's sales performance was underwhelming, to say the least. Reports suggest that ESPN had hoped to sell around 240,000 units in the first year, but actual sales fell significantly short of this target. By some estimates, the phone sold only around 30,000 units during its entire lifespan. The high price point and additional subscription fees were significant deterrents for potential buyers. Additionally, the niche appeal of the phone limited its market, as it was primarily targeted at hardcore sports fans rather than the general mobile phone user base. When it came to critic reviews, the ESPN phone received a mixed bag of feedback. While some praised the concept and the exclusive content, others were critical of the phone's execution and overall value proposition. On the positive side, reviewers appreciated the exclusive sports content and real-time updates that the phone offered. The ability to watch video highlights, receive instant score updates, and access behind-the-scenes footage was seen as a significant advantage for sports fans. The user interface was generally well received, with critics noting that it was intuitive and easy to navigate, particularly for accessing sports content quickly. However, the negative reviews were hard to ignore. Many critics highlighted the high cost of the phone as a major drawback. The combination of a high upfront price and ongoing subscription fees made the phone an expensive proposition, especially when compared to other devices on the market. There were also complaints about the phone's performance, including slow response times and network connectivity issues. These problems detracted from the user experience, particularly when trying to access real-time updates and multimedia content. The phone's narrow focus on sports content was seen as a limiting factor. While it catered well to dedicated sports fans, it lacked the versatility and broader appeal of other mobile devices, making it less attractive to the general consumer market. Consumer feedback mirrored the mixed critical reviews. Dedicated sports fans who purchased the phone generally appreciated its features and the exclusive content. However, many users were frustrated by the phone's performance issues and high costs. The limited appeal to non-sports fans also meant that word-of-mouth promotion was less effective, as users had fewer friends and family members who were interested in purchasing the device. It's important to remember that the ESPN phone launched into a highly competitive market. Major mobile phone manufacturers were releasing new models with advanced features and capabilities at a rapid pace. The impending release of the iPhone in 2007 further intensified the competition, setting a new standard for smartphones with its sleek design, intuitive interface, and powerful functionality. In this context, the ESPN phone struggled to differentiate itself sufficiently to attract a large customer base. The marketing efforts, while aggressive, faced challenges in clearly communicating the value proposition of the ESPN phone. Potential customers were not always convinced that the exclusive sports content justified the high cost and additional subscription fees. Furthermore, the limited distribution through Sprint's network restricted the phone's availability, making it harder for interested consumers to purchase and use the device. All these factors combined to create a perfect storm of challenges for the ESPN phone. Despite its innovative features and the power of the ESPN brand, the phone struggled to gain traction in a rapidly evolving and highly competitive market. This brings us to the question, was it ahead of its time? Despite its shortcomings, the ESPN phone introduced several innovative features that were ahead of its time. The concept of real-time sports updates, live game tracking, and exclusive multimedia content on a mobile device was groundbreaking. These features anticipated the future direction of mobile technology, where real-time information and multimedia content would become standard on smartphones. Updates. In an era where most mobile devices were limited to basic internet browsing and simple apps, the ESPN phone provided live scores, game tracking, and exclusive multimedia content directly to users. This was a visionary move, as it laid the groundwork for the integration of real-time information and multimedia content that we now take for granted on modern smartphones. The ability to receive instant notifications for game updates, watch video highlights, and access exclusive content was a precursor to today's mobile experience. While the technology and infrastructure of the time weren't fully ready to support these features seamlessly, the ESPN phone's ambition was clear: to deliver a comprehensive sports experience on the go. Lessons for future ventures. The ESPN phone's failure provides valuable lessons for future tech ventures. It highlights the importance of balancing innovative features with practical considerations like cost, performance, and market appeal. While the ESPN phone introduced groundbreaking features, the high cost and additional subscription fees were significant barriers to widespread adoption. Furthermore, the technological limitations and performance issues of the ESPN phone underscore the need for robust hardware and software to support advanced features. Future tech ventures can learn from these challenges by ensuring that their products are not only innovative, but also reliable and accessible to a broad audience. Many of the ESPN phone's features are now standard on modern smartphones. Real-time sports updates, live streaming, and exclusive content are readily available through various apps and services. This indicates that while the ESPN phone was not successful in its time, its core ideas were sound and eventually became mainstream as technology advanced and consumer preferences evolved. Today, sports fans can access a wealth of real-time information and multimedia content through their smartphones, much like what the ESPN phone aimed to provide. This convergence of sports and mobile technology has become a key aspect of the modern digital experience, validating ESPN's early vision. Thank you so much for watching this deep dive into the ESPN phone. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. I'd love to get more ideas for videos. Also, do you think it was a tech disaster or ahead of its time? Leave your comments.